Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This video is a response to a terrible piece of Christian apologetics by the channel Stand to Reason. The title of the offending video is Bible versus Qur'an. One reason the Bible is more trustworthy than the Qur'an. The speaker, one Alan Shlemon, will tell us what this reason is. Go ahead, Alan.
One of the main reasons I find the Quran untrustworthy has to do with the source criticism, which entails studying the sources upon which a text relies. For example, the Quran claims to tell stories about Jesus that are from sources known to be fraudulent. For example, in Surah 19, you can read the story of Jesus' birth, and we're told that the pains of childbirth drove Mary under a palm tree, and she hears this voice that tells her that God will provide for her. At which point the tree provides her with some dates and a stream that appears below it. So she can of course now eat and drink and be comforted. Now, we don't see that story in the Gospels, which of course were eyewitnesses or written by eyewitnesses of Jesus' life, but we do see this story in almost exact same detail in the lost books of the Bible, which are 2nd century apocryphal fables, written over 100 years after Jesus was born. In fact, there are other stories about Jesus where he speaks in full sentences while still a baby and makes birds come alive after shaping them out of clay. Now, although these stories are not found in the gospel accounts, they are found in the first gospel of the infancy of Jesus Christ and the infancy gospel of Thomas, which again are apocryphal gospels written in some cases hundreds of years after Jesus' life, and are known to be fakes.
So according to Mr. Shlemon's logic and standards of trustworthiness, the Bible is more trustworthy than the Qur'an because, 1. The Qur'an uses stories from quote-unquote fraudulent sources written long after Jesus, such as the infancy gospel of Thomas. 2. Since these books are not written by quote-unquote eyewitnesses and are obvious forgeries, the Qur'an should not have quoted from them. 3. Since the Quran does quote from these forgeries, it is not trustworthy. 4. Therefore, the Bible is more trustworthy because presumably the Bible does not quote from forgeries. Or does it? Let's see if Mr. Shlemon's standards confirm the Bible's quote-unquote trustworthiness, or if they backfire on the Bible. Unfortunately for Mr. Shlemon, the standards spectacularly backfire. Let us go to the book of Jude in the New Testament to see why. In verse 9, the author cites a strange story in which the archangel Michael contends with the devil for the body of Moses, after Moses had passed away. Note that the author seems to assume that his readers will know what he is talking about. But this story is not found in the Bible. Rather, it is found in a 1st century apocryphal book known as the Testament of Moses. The New Oxford Annotated Bible, 5th edition, states regarding verse 9 in the book of Jude, the story of a dispute between Michael and the devil about the body of Moses is not found in the Bible and may come from an apocryphal document called the Testament of Moses. But it doesn't end there, because Jude had one more surprise for us. In verses 14 and 15, the author cited yet another apocryphal book in which Enoch made a prophecy about the coming of the Lord. This prophecy is not found anywhere in the canonical Bible. Rather, it is from an apocryphal book known as 1st Enoch. As the New Oxford Annotated Bible explains, the author cites 1st Enoch 1:9 as a prophecy that will be fulfilled by the judgment of the intruders. So let's go back to Mr. Shlemon's argument. Recall that he accused the Quran of copying stories from quote-unquote fraudulent sources on the life of Jesus, which were not written by quote-unquote eyewitnesses. On this basis, he concluded that the Bible was more trustworthy because presumably the Bible does not make this mistake. But as we can see, the Bible does cite stories about earlier prophets from apocryphal books that were obviously not written by those prophets or any eyewitnesses. Therefore, from Shlemon's own standards, the Bible is not trustworthy and he must reject it. Of course, Muslims don't need Mr. Shlemon's false logic and standards, since we believe that Allah is the author of the Quran and is not bound by time or source material. When he tells us a story about Jesus, whether it is found in a gospel of so-and-so or not, we accept it as true. It does not matter what source material happens to mention the story. And Allah knows best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلُ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا